We are now into the map, and of course, no longer on Mexico. Now that we are into the into the second round of the group stage. So we are on Ankara, and XCN set to destroy. XCN starting off on the attacking side. We'll definitely be seeing a little bit more of the sniping action coming out on this map, and that's going to be evidenced straight away.
Yeah, Rek is on the sniper as well, as we see Far is on the sniper for XCN. So looking like a fairly spread out offensive side here with both the defensive slights. Whoa, shock.
Yeah, that was a great shot to start things off, but straight away there is the trade out from Superman. So set to destroy X, keeping things alive at this point, not allowing anything to go unanswered, but you can see how much longer the rotations are going to take for both sides. More specifically for the attacking side, it's much more difficult to rotate across on this map because it's just a bigger map, and set to destroy X on the defensive side, having lost another player, that really stretches them a little bit as well, because while they have a little bit of a shorter rotate on the defensive side, it is still going to take them a little while, and reinforcement's going to be taking their time to get in position.
Yeah, it's going to prevent them getting any sort of preemptive defense onto a site either. As you see, Aaron goes down holding the connection to the B-bomb site as XCN just waltz on in with almost complete ease, and now it's up to Superman and Famous just to retake this bomb site.
Yeah, difficult ask, but going to have to go for it anyway. Superman does get one kill, which brings it back to a 3 versus 2. That's a little bit more doable than a 4v2, but even still a difficult task ahead of the STD players. Kern dropped down relatively low, but still alive, and that's important. We do see a couple of quick kills go the way of XC, and they start off with the first round of this matchup.
And they don't sound too excited about it, do they?
Well, I think they did sound very excited.
They did. So straight into the next round. XCN going for a bit of a split, as also set to destroy with a pretty heavy presence on that B site.
Yeah, over towards the B side of the map at the very least. And the first kill of this round does go the way of XCN. They're getting really excited about this, getting really involved in this matchup from the get-go. Kern gets another one. No, actually Fortis got that one. I thought Kern was going to grab it, but regardless, the kill goes the way of XCN. Finally, a trade back does come out from set to destroy. It's Rek, though, the pistol rather than the sniper rifle, getting some work done. But across the board, we're seeing XCN just get these advantages, get picks, get damage.
Gee, you can just hear that communication. They're happy with this, and they're going to have no voice left by the end of the game. As Superman now and Michael, again, last two alive. Michael goes down. Another convincing round here for XCN, as Superman is left with all the work to do. And like we were saying, this is XCN's opportunity here, just to really get themselves on the map and, you know, put them in the best position against Superman.
Against set to destroy?
No,
what?
No, I meant for later on if they were to win this game.
Yeah, okay, I get what you're putting.
Yeah, Super Valley.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Sorry,
here.
I ran out of breath.
Famous does land a nice shot there, and Superman doing a great job to back him up. This is what we want to see from set to destroy. As Superman gets 2, Michael gets 1. Finally, set to destroy, putting some numbers on the map, and indeed that has quietened XCN down.
Now Far with so much pressure.
Whoa, that looked close.
Yeah, indeed.
So did that.
Now look at them, they're just starting to punish, but they know. Yeah, look at them just start to collapse onto Far. And yeah, there you go.
There we go. That's a quick round actually out from set to destroy as well. Very aggressive actually on that defensive side, which, I mean, it sounds counterintuitive, but good to see them starting to take control, dictate a little bit of this game in a sense.
Yeah. Well, again, we're seeing a very even game here. Starting off just 2-1. Quickly on the catch-up is Search to Destroy. As we see now, Shock just assuming this position here, making sure nobody pushes the A site. And quite a heavy presence in middle for set to destroy, as XCN is just going to work their way up and throw a flash through the hole as they just get some more territory, get some more map control, and ultimately get close enough to the B site for one more attack.
Yeah, they've got that one player in mid as well. I believe it's Shock, who is just going to be watching for the rotations coming across from the other bomb site. But XCN making some good entries now over towards B. They make their way in and really spotting out a couple of players, but there's no one else actually on this site here. Rek does manage to take down one frag onto Levine, but overall, STD have given up control of that bomb site, and the bomb should be planted here by XCN. Indeed it is. But 4 versus 3 for the retake. STD not in a terrible position here.
Well, 3 versus 4, like you were saying. it's going to be, they still have the job to do of getting that bomb, and the time is ticking. It waits for no man. Superman gets that entry onto Kern. That's going to make things a lot easier. Now someone is going to have to go absolutely huge here, and it's going to have to be far.
Well, I don't know if he's got it in him here. 1 versus 3. He does get a frag. Looking for the second, but the frag, or the shots really are not quite landing with that pistol. A little unfortunate. Looked like he had the opportunity there. He had a good angle, that is for certain, but not landing the shots is never going to net you a kill. So set to destroy. Find another round here. Themselves at 2 apiece. So despite a good start from XCN, back to even Steven at this point.
So again, just trying to get that early map presence going for XCN. They just need to try and get as much control as they can. And wow, what a great shot by Fortis onto Aaron. Just really just taking his head off without an even, like, how is he even ready for that, you know? Just that tiny little hole, and as soon as he peeks, he's done away with. As XCN taking control of this map so meticulously, and I like the strategy going into it. Superman, who's been a bit of a superstar for Search and Destroy so far, he's been holding off this B corridor quite well. And now look at this full middle control for XCN. Oh, and Rek is here. What can he do? He's going to be in quite a difficult situation here. He's going to be up against multiple opponents when this flashbang comes in.
Well, Rek missing that shot, but he's got an
miss.
opportunity here to get a second shot in. Able to take a bit of a corner here. Has a second angle. Oh yeah, it just gets another one that was nowhere near, to be fair, but he does eventually get overwhelmed, and that's the problem when you don't hit those shots. Eventually you are going to get overwhelmed by the rifles, and XCN relatively easily actually make their way into that B bomb site, and now 2 versus 4 for the retake. STD really not in a particularly favourable situation. They do have Superman alive though. He has been the best player so far for Set to Destroy it. 5 and 2 right now. Famous X will get dropped by Kern.
And we see 1v4 situation for Superman, so asking a lot of him, but he does get one. But far there with a nice quick scope, as he's going to put that sniper to good use, even in the close quarters. So this map looks like, yeah, very sniper heavy. A lot of damage can be done here, a lot of re-peeking, and if they hit their shots, you can just see how detrimental it can be.
Well, if they miss their shots as well, you can see how detrimental it can
exactly.
be. I mean, that's what we saw from Rek with his sniper rifle. Wasn't hitting shots last round and just got overwhelmed. This time making things happen. And Famous, that's a very good shot. And again, we're seeing that aggression out of STD, pushing quite far forward on that defensive side, trying to get that map control and trying to keep XCN on their toes. It's worked out this time.
It has been unrelenting, the aggression, but you can just see there Levine just ready to take on Rek. If Rek, and you know, I don't think Aaron's ready for this either. The distraction spam coming out here. Fortis gets the shot, and Levine also getting the entry onto Aaron. So that's his whole side of the map open. I'm not sure if XCN will be able to put that together, but 3 players remaining for Search and Destroy to get this done.
Trouble for XCN is that they don't actually have control of the bomb, so they're going to need to just try and fight their way towards it. I think that's why SCD didn't really have too much presence in mid. They're actually just covering off the bomb a little bit better.
Yep.
And that's where XCN really needs to focus their fire in towards. Going to smoke it off, I think, there.
Bit of a battle of the utility at this point, as you can just see that Michael doesn't want to give up the bomb for free. Superman chimes in with one of his own, and Famous gets caught out of position. Now I think they're overextending just a little bit. They've got to be very careful here. Levine is capable of taking this. 58 seconds on the clock is a lot of time to get 2 kills if they're right next to him.
Absolutely, but they have got a pretty nice crossfire setup, so it's going to be tough for him. He can use this box to his advantage and almost gets a pretty good angle, and if he would have got that first frag, maybe there was an opportunity, but not going to happen there that time, and so Set to Destroy, finding themselves one more round. It's again looking like we're going to be in for a pretty close map here, Ian. I mean, last one was 10-8. This one at this point is 3 apiece, as close as it can get at this point. So, plenty of crossfire where this came from.
Nice 4-1 split here for XCN. They're going to take control of this A courtyard and try and get as close as they can, but Famous with a nice entry onto the lurk of Levine. So that's the whole side of the map there, really opening up for Search to Destroy. So XCN are going to have to force themselves to recover some territory. As you can just see, they're falling back from that A courtyard. They're going to fall back and just make sure that no aggressive players come out from that pick of losing their lurk player. And just step by step, they're going to maybe come towards this B bomb site, which maybe Search to Destroy feel they don't need to hold anymore.
Well, I don't know if that's really the case because XCN has been putting a bit of pressure on that B bomb site. So whether or not STD feel that, I think they do need to still be having a bit of presence over towards B. And at the moment, they really don't have a lot of it.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to see this sort of defense here. You got Famous and Aaron just on the far side. So it's going to be up for XCN just to try and work their way as far as they can undetected. And, you know, to their credit, they've gotten very far as they are going to come through this ramp.
It's taken them a while, though. They've only got a minute left to play with, and it does seem as though they're actually rotating back off, but STD have gained so much control of the map. There's heaps of information for that player wrapping around the back.
Yeah.
This could be very bad for XCN, and indeed it will be. Superman does get the first frag. He's the guy that's coming around the back, I think it was. Kern gets one back in response, but across the board, STD just looking so good in this round. The map control paying dividends for them.
The thing is, for me, is I can just see Search to Destroy's aim is just so sharp at the moment. The kills are just very quick. There's not your usual spray downs like we saw in Mexico.
Yep.
It's just straight up, just tap, and they're doing away with the opponents. So Search to Destroy looking very sharp at this point.
Set to Destroy now onto the lead for the first time in this map as XCN were leading from the front, picking up the first round. But STD have done a good job of clawing their way just to get even and then now to get ahead in this round. I'm really liking how they're controlling the map right now as well. XCN, they need to do something about that. They need to keep someone waiting and watching for a rotator to come across at the very least so that they have that information as opposed to kind of just pushing around the map blindly.
Yeah. And you can see also Rex still on that sniper, so it'll be interesting to see how effective he can be on that. As you can see, Far has opted back for the rifle. So here comes that attack onto the B site. Those flash grenades not effective enough for Aaron as he's able to cop two. Opts for the pistol instead of the reload. Now Famous.
Well, Famous is in a good spot here. He can just sit on the bomb side and deny the bomb plan from XCN. Wait for the rotations to come across. Eventually, he does get taken down, being a little bit too overeager with those peaks, perhaps, but it's fine because he had the rest of his teammates coming across there. So eventually, he does get traded out. So no harm, no foul.
Yep.
And SC they do find their fifth round. One more round left in this half. They could potentially turn it into the 6-3, which we look for to say, you know, that's a pretty good first half.
It does look like quite a difficult map to be a defensive side on, but Search to Destroy are making it work. They're just holding the choke points where they need to and good crossfires, but more importantly, they're rotating really effectively. And XCN, this is probably one of their better rounds, but they're very low on HP.
Yeah, indeed. And Aaron can come up huge here. Doesn't quite manage to get the frags. Rek looking for a trade out. Also not managing to land too much with that pistol. He just needs to hit one shot. Now he pulls out the sniper rifle, but not much that he can do here from this position. It does seem as though XCN have managed to get into a safe position. Eventually Far does get that kill, and so it is going to be, well, not quite that 6-3 that STDx were looking for.
Yeah, but it's still the swing back that XCN needed. They hadn't won a round since the first three, so that was looking quite dire for them. And they were getting very quiet, which is obviously not ideal. They're obviously a team that likes to be loud, in your face, and really hyper momentum. And so it'll be interesting to see their defense on the second half. I don't know. I just feel like we might see some aggression out of them from the gate. And Search to Destroy are looking pretty good. I mean, they look very sharp here. This might be one of their better maps.
Well,
which is luck of the draw, really, isn't it?
It is. It's quite an interesting format how, you know, group or the first round gets played on one map, the second round gets played on the second map. I mean, if you get on a map that you're bad at, that could be really a free win almost for the other team. So I guess it's partly luck of the draw here for whichever team prefers to play on Anchor or Black Widow or Mexico, of course, for example, like we saw earlier. But regardless, we are playing on Anchor here, and so STD up at the moment 5-4, but moving over onto the attacking side, we'll see what they can get done here. A bit of mid-control presence, at least, from them there.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, you see, Rek on that sniper. See if he can have any more luck with it. Obviously, Far was not able to get much done with it, but Rek was pretty good, even with the pistol on that first half. So I want to see a nice sniper duel happening and see if we can get some entry kills with it. But Far sitting over there. See what I mean? Like, their Search to Destroy's aim is just crazy good right now. As Michael takes down their Orma, and then Rek as well with the sniper kill. So B site has just opened up.
Well, the entire map almost has really opened up here for Set to Destroy. Like, they have just completely cleaned up XCN here. Eventually we do see one kill traded out, but Rek with the grenade gets the trade for the trade in a sense.
Out. They just don't stop, do they? And Levine now a lot of work to do. Obviously 1 versus 4 situation. He's not going to give up, but Everyone's on such full HP. Levine deals with that attack there from Michael from behind really well, but
Doesn't
Rek
matter.
has the angled lockdown with the sniper, and I guess that's what we're hoping to see, aren't we? I mean, a lot of sniper battles on this map are going to go the favour of the sniper when it comes to the rifle having to peek into it, but
Yeah.
that shot from Michael was just outrageous.
It was indeed. So STDx putting themselves in a good position now, having won that first round in the second half, up 6-4. Got a couple of round buffer now. Could have looked even nicer if they would have won the final round of last half, but weren't able to do that. Still in a good position. And XCN are going to have to try and dig deep here. Fight from behind.
Yeah, Kern's got a lot of responsibility over in this area. He's really got a solo individual play as Michael's going to hop his way up towards the B ramp. As they're just going to pick up the C4. We've got the whole team here for Search to Destroy. Well, not the whole team, but the majority of the team. The C4 is on the other side of the map, just slowly edging its way towards A. So the distraction has to come out now. This is it. This is where you want to pull those people away from the A site. If you can try and get Fortis to look at you.
They've done that.
Yeah.
We do see a rotation coming across there from XCN. A lot of focus over towards B here.
Oh,
for
so much resting on fire at the moment now. Oof,
well, he's
not
got
like to be
a
this
big
guy.
opportunity here to step up for his team, but similarly, a very, very tough battle to come ahead of him as Set to Destroy make their way into the side. He pre-fires the angle, but just doesn't manage to connect any of the frags. Aaron does take him down in the A bomb site, more or less starting to be opened up right now by STDx. It's still tough for them to get that bomb down, but they should be able to get it in. They have managed to do that, and XCN are just sort of stuck in the connecting angle. The grenade does a lot of damage, but saying that, XCN also find a grenade kill for themselves, so the utility use has been pretty good from both of these two teams. So far though, STDx just looking so much better in that aim department, and it's just Fortis left alive. Aaron, pretty pleased with that one. 3 kills for the round, and another one on the board for Set to Destroy. Now starting to get in a position where they can think about how we're going to close this map out.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking like textbook stuff here from Search to Destroy. They pull XCN out of their bomb sites, they attack, they hold off the retake, and they still had a fair amount of utility. They had great positioning, and they all fought together as well. So great work as well there by Aaron. But here we go, XCN with a nice aggressive push. Kern now, we said he was an individual who had a lot of responsibility in that middle area, but he has done great work. 3 versus 4 now in the favour of XCN.
Yeah, we do see at least one trade come back from STDx, so they don't get nothing out of that, which is, I suppose, something to take heart in, but definitely favourable right now for XCN. 3 versus 3 though, as we do see Supermen finding another one, and STDx, they just seem really comfortable on this attacking side, making their way into that B bomb site. Again, another one goes their way. Famous gets that one, but there is the trade from XCN. And now Superman finds himself in a 1v2, though he does know the positions, I believe, of both players.
It's going to be tough to kill Levine here on this angle.
Yeah, Levine just getting out of there.
Oh, he's swindled into the site. Maybe he can get the C4 planted. And Levine and Fortis.
Well, he's got a lot of time to play with here. He doesn't
Yeah.
need to plant the C4 just yet. He can try and work the angles and try and find a 1v1, which is what he's managed to do.
Ooh.
Does take a shot to the body, but not to the head just yet, and
nice.
eventually will be taken down.
Yep.
It's a round for XCN, but
I like that from XCN, just working together. You know, instead of like we saw before, 2 1v1s, this time they made it definitely a 2 versus 1 situation, made use of their numbers. So nice work there by them, and they come away with a round win. As we see, Search to Destroy just get straight on that front foot, make a lot of noise towards that B entrance. And the grenades exchanged, but not a whole lot of damage. And Levine now in that same position, very similar position to what Kern was in. See if he can have the same amount of effect or impact. As they've actually swindled across to the A entrance, and Far would be all over this at this point. So the rotation's coming in as well, and here comes the attack.
Michael leading the charge, doesn't check the right angle, but of course the trade is there for Set to Destroy. Now they have to get rid of Fortis, and he's doing a good job of holding onto the side, has the backup as well of his teammates, and Set to Destroy X not really getting too much work done over on the A side here. Famous will eventually get dropped. It's another round on the board for XCN. This one is starting to get a little bit closer.
That was a good read from XCN. They had a gut feeling that it would be the A site. They stacked up in above the staircase there and just used their number advantage to kill the players coming up the staircase one at a time. Obviously, Aaron doing all he can, but it just wasn't enough. And I think Fortis has really been very effective so far this on their defensive side for XCN. Now, a lot of territory to be gained here for Search to Destroy. very fast-paced attack as well. And it would just be interesting if they can slow it down now and give Rec a chance to have an impact. See if he can just check the angles one by one.
They have slowed things down a little bit here now that they've gotten control of that mid area, but rotating back off, I think again towards the B bomb site. That's really been the go-to here for Set to Destroy.
You almost feel like Set to Destroy just need to find one more chink in the armor to get away with this whole entire map, but XCN have just shown that they're not out of this yet.
Not yet, but whether they're going to come back into it, equalize it at 7 apiece, it's a pretty critical question. We're getting into the pointy end of things in this map. Every single round from here on out is going to be worth its weight in gold.
Superman, so patient. 1 minute left on the clock, or thereabouts. Just waiting for a mistake from XCN. We've seen it a couple of times so far today. In the second half, it usually brings on a lot of pressure, and some players need that information. They don't like the unknown. And Kern now, we saw how good he was from this position before, but Search and Destroy looked to be well aware of it this time, and Aaron gets that crucial entry frag.
Another one goes the way of STDx as well. A few frags, in fact. Superman again, multi-kill from him, and he's really having a good day for Set to Destroy. Aaron gets another one. 7-2 in this half. He's looking pretty good, and now it's 8-6 for Set to Destroy. And they can zone in on that magic number 10. Only a couple of rounds away. This is where you start to feel it. And XCN, the pressure is on.
Yeah, definitely. And Search and Destroy are just going from strength to strength here. They've really just read this whole game very well, adapted to XCN quite fast. And, you know, they've had impact with their sniper as well. So, as we see, again, a 5 versus 4 advantage. Or 5 versus 4 advantage. Search and Destroy in a commanding position to etch one more round closer. Michael just making a lot of noise, causing a lot of distraction. And I feel like XCN, they're easily getting baited into thinking they're fakes. We've seen him in this position before. He got flashed out quite well.
Some pretty forward aggressive positions from XCN over on the B-bomb site side of the map, but yes, that's going to give them information. Doesn't really allow them to rotate across too much quicker. We need to see some work done here by Far, and he'll only be able to get one. Fortis hanging in on the A-bomb site from a different angle. Spots out Aaron, does get the kill there as well. And it's a 3 versus 3, but the bomb should be going down from Set to Destroy. Frags across the board. Famous needs to hightail it out of there. That grenade keeps him at bay. Oh, wow. That was just insane. XCN just completely wipes the floor with them. And this story is not yet told.
That was a really important round for XCN. They need to start clawing their way back into this match, and there was no better time than that. And that round does go their favor after being down nonetheless. So Search and Destroy are going to have to rethink their attack here. They can't just keep going straight into that A side. It's been very difficult for them, but you can kind of understand they need to mix it up a little bit. If they just continually hit their head against the wall at B. Oh, Superman, what a great way to start the round again. A 5 versus 4 advantage.
Again and again.
Far is just going to come now. He's just going to come and walk into this. Oh, Superman wasn't ready for it.
Rec was.
Rec was, though. Yes, that's right. And he takes him down. So that's the rotate dead. And they know they've got XCN on the back foot here. So it's up to Search and Destroy to throw this round.
Yeah, really, this is their round to lose. And this is the one that will put them on to match a point if they can pull this one off. 9 on the board for STDx. But Shock gets 1. Not sure that it's going to be enough at this point. Still, STDx have got a player advantage. Superman watching for the rotations back over towards
Interesting,
A.
Yeah. That was enough just to pull the rotation away, just waiting, using the time.
The B site completely open right now for STDx.
Yeah, XCN taking quite a gamble here, putting all their eggs in one basket, and there you go. So Kern finds Superman out in the middle of nowhere. That's going to maybe give them a sign that it might not be the A site, but it might be too late. The bomb gets planted, now they're well aware. Now they've got to use their numbers. It's 3 on 3, and if they don't use their numbers effectively, well,
long rotation to come across here for STDx. Kern spots out one player, does not know there's another one on the other angle.
Aaron
peeks out at the perfect time, just complete bait there by STDx, and it works out very nicely for them. Now a 2 versus 3 scenario with only 20 seconds left on that bomb timer. XCN really need to get a move on here. Need to get into that site quickly. Famous will take down one, Aaron another, and STDx now find themselves at match point.
Wow, there you go. everything just coming their way and working in their favor at this point. XCN, just everything they do just goes wrong. Every gamble they take, every step they make.
Every move they make.
Yeah, I was trying to get you to get the feeling.
You've been watching them?
Yeah.
Oh well, XCN, they're not dead just yet. A couple of quick kills do go their way. The trades, not there for STDx. Eventually they do find one, but it was a little bit messy there. And XCN still have a player advantage in this round, so everything is not over just yet. Levine will go down after taking down one, but it's still 2 versus 3 STDx. A lot of work to do to get into this B-bomb site.
You just want to see Shock's thought process here. It's very low on HP. Superman has gotten past the angle though, so you might be able to catch him off guard.
They don't have control of the bomb either. It's
No.
sitting in mid, so that's priority number 1 for STDx, and it was Famous that was having a look for it, but Mortis does take him down. Superman gets one at least. He doesn't have much time to play with here. A minute and 20, eventually does get taken down, and again, bare minimum, we're going to a 10-8 here. Otherwise, it's overtime.
Yep. XCN definitely feeling the pressure. They know every kill counts now. They can't afford to give any away, and they got off to a great start in that last round, but almost let Search to Destroy back in this. As Search to Destroy now on a fast attack. Misses the opportunity there. Could be his undoing here. It's a difficult site to hold with the sniper.
Well, the flash grenade is good. Keeps STDx back at least for a little bit. Bar, though, gets one onto Superman, and now STDx, they need to find a response, and quickly, Fortis is in a great spot. Great spray down from him. XCN, they look like they're going to push this one through to 9 apiece. Only 2 players left alive for STDx, and it's going to come down to Rek and Famous to come up massive for their team if they want to come away with a victory at 10-8.
Interestingly, they're opting to fall back. They're going to try and pick up the C4 maybe and work this round another way rather than just try and clash with XCN on that A site. As you can see, the entire team is starting to capitulate onto that A site, and Rek is just opting to stay here. We've got Famous who's getting a little bit closer to the C4, but look at this. Rek is swindled in perfectly. Can he capitalize? No, he can't.
Not landing the shots. Famous, though, is, and he gets 2. Still a minute 20 left on the clock here for him to have a look with. And if he can find a 1v1, no, he cannot.
That looks so close as well, didn't it?
Gets it through, and it's 9 apiece. We thought we'd seen the closest map there between HG and Flipside, but not the case. As we now head to overtime. This is a good map.
Yeah. Both teams really just stepping up when needed to. I mean, I could definitely see that Search to Destroy have the structure, but I feel like XCN just have that firepower, and that's what they just showed us in the last 3 rounds.
Well, I mean, you say that, but I feel like STDx had the firepower there as well. So, I mean, really, I think it's just whichever team is kind of feeling it in any given round. I mean, we've seen great individual plays from both sides. So, I mean, this one, it's too hard to call. It's too close for me to say, okay, X team's going to come away with a victory here, or Y team's going to come away with a victory here.
Look, to be honest, for me, it does look like Search to Destroy is the better team at this point. But XCN has really held on. Their defensive work has been pretty good. The way that they're holding their sites, they haven't been close rounds, so to speak. They've been very dominant, but it was just their offense was very poor. Whereas I feel like Search to Destroy, the rounds have come down to the wire 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, it's been pretty close for XCN here. You know, they've had to come back from behind. They've been able to do it, but is it going to be enough for them? I mean, they've got this through to overtime, but how much longer does their luck last for? I mean, you sort of said that STDx like a little bit of a better team. I probably am leaning on the same side of the coin as you. I feel like they probably have a little bit of an advantage here.
They were hitting their shots like nothing else at the start of this game, but they sort of faded towards the end, maybe trying to finish it too fast, trying to rush things.
I mean, Superman was looking good, I think, throughout the entirety of it, but we didn't see the sniper having too much impact. I didn't think Rek was doing too much there in the second half at the very least. It's definitely in the first half, but I mean, I just guess we have to wait and see how this one does turn out. We can theorize about it for as long as we want, but really...
Well, there was a point in time there where you thought maybe XCM were down and out. They've done very well to rally back.
Yeah.
And now
a lot of mental fortitude, that's for sure.
Yeah, and you know, at the same time, Search to Destroy will have the opposite feeling where they were doing really well and then all of a sudden they just started to choke maybe and allow XCN that little window of opportunity to get back in.
All right, well, let's find out here. XCN going to be starting off on the attacking side and set to Destroy on their defense, which is where they looked really good throughout regular time. Aaron.
This double setup in the alleyway here is going to cause so much trouble.
Good sort of start for STDx here. And Rek, he spots out Levine, but not going to be able to do too much there as he gets headshot.
Oh,
but
Michael, great trade.
Exactly, and that's what we want to see from STDx.
Well, that's all they have to do out for the rest of this round.
Yep.
And they'll have it.
XCN, though, leaving nothing to chance. Slow and steady. See what they can do. Just going to hold on to the angle. Shock does get Superman.
Yeah, it's another avenue really back into this game.
Yeah, no one over towards the A bomb site here either for STDx, so that's going to be the bomb going down essentially for free for XCN, and the retake has to come out for STDx. They're all coming from one angle, so if XCN gets a nice spray down, that could be problems.
Well, XCN are working together on this, but like you said, if they get sprayed together, then they die together. So Shock now with a lot of work to do. He's got 2 kills so far this round, and he won't be able to finish it off. So the defuse will come out. Go. So nice round there by Search to Destroy. The very aggressive choke point defense they had on the middle really just paying off. And now XCN in a very similar position to the regular time find themselves down 0-1 and on the back foot from the get-go.
Yeah, exactly. But they were able to come back from behind once. It doesn't make me think that they can't do it again.
Yeah. I like that position by Rek. It's just whether or not he's able to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen many classy little narrow angles being taken advantage of by the snipers so far today. Hasn't been a whole lot of opportunity, but you see XCN just finessing the round a little bit here. The whole team towards this side is set to destroy. Fairly split up, not your usual crossfires.
Yeah, a lot of presence in mid and over towards B, but that's a little
whoopsie
bit of a
daisy.
fail.
Yeah.
XCN not going to be too pleased with that one. Oh, it's not worked out nicely. Superman again stepping up here for STDx. Not able to get the 3rd frag, but does get 2. That's more than enough now for STDx. All they have to do from here on out is trade those frags. They've already got a couple of very low HP players to deal with as well. Ooh. Michael gets a good frag. That's the only healthy player from XCN going down. At least the bomb is planted, but that's really the only small takeaway for XCN.
Michael read that like a book as he just waited, but Kern with the trade. And again, Aaron, he's been a star for this team. And if Search and Destroy end up being the winners, you'd have to say he's been the MVP. Or Superman, I know, but
I think probably would be my pick, but
Aaron has had a lot of crucial impact.
It's been a pretty good team effort, I think, across the board for STDx. We're not really seeing a clear front runner from them, which is, in a way, good.
Yep. Whereas XCN, I feel like it's been Kern and Fortis, really. But maybe I'm just forgetting a little bit, but Shock and Levine haven't really
Definitely
been up to
Fortis has been looking good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Particularly holding over towards the A bomb site now. Obviously not on the right side in this half, but
Levine with a great entry. Similar to the last in regulation. But unfortunately, the trades just don't go the way of XCN.
Yep, trade away. Traded out by STDx and better. 2 versus 1 in terms of the frags this round. And it favours STDx. Again, XCN don't have that much map control. We see STDx with full control in mid. XCN are going to have to fight for everything that they want.
Wow, Kern, great shot onto Famous there. Should have been completely flashed.
Rek gets one with the sniper rifle, and Michael finds another one, spraying away with that AK, eventually landing some shots. He's been having a great little overtime here, 6 and 1. Superman does get dropped, but still 2 versus 1. Good shot from Rek.
Yep. There's no way they could have afforded that to go down to another clutch situation and allow XCN back in. So
3-0.
3-0 here. And that's got to be the ideal start.
Well, it doesn't get much better than that, really, does it? I guess, apart from closing it out.
I think that was Search to Destroy, just really putting their foot down and just saying, like, yeah, we kind of laxed off a little bit after we got that lead.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then XCN punished them. So
they just had a little bit of time between regular time and overtime to have a bit of a chat, say, look, what went wrong? What do we need to fix? They've gone ahead and fixed it, that is for sure.
So for me, I think if I'm Search to Destroy, I want to go back towards that B bomb site, just like regulation time where they had all that success. Maybe fake towards A, get some players pulled across. But at the same time, if I'm XCN, I want to heavily stack that B bomb site. Maybe go for that aggressive play, very similar to what Search to Destroy did in that first round of overtime.
All right, well, let's find out. XCN fighting tooth and nail. They're in their last chance here to pick up this match. They cannot afford to drop any rounds in the second half of overtime. But they are on the defensive side now, and STDx did struggle a little bit at times on the attack, though the B bomb site was relatively weak for XCN. So a lot of questions to be answered here, and maybe they do get answered in this very first round.
Yeah, Like we said, this tournament is so huge, nobody's going to be giving up. They're all going to be fighting to the death. And Shock, he's going to be probably the first person to see some action. You can see Aaron's just around that corner. Search to Destroy very quietly, just accumulating some territory.
Yeah, getting the information as well. They've got control in mid.
Yeah.
Again, I think it's going to be a B play from STDx. That seems to be where they're leaning towards.
They've got a nice crossfire on the A site, but no, this rotate coming in from XCN, just Shock leaving the B site might just be the thorn in their side here. Again, Search to Destroy, they only need the 1 round.
Michael holding off the rotations as well by playing in mid, playing towards A. That's going to make life pretty easy for STDx if they can get those entries onto B site.
Oh, wow.
It's a great shot onto Michael. The headshot comes across, and it's an opening already here for XCN. As they start off well, but there's a trade out from STDx. Levine doesn't manage to get the second for himself there, and that puts the advantage now in the favor of STDx. They still have some players to find on that site, though. They haven't checked Fortis. He'll get one, but traded straight away by Aaron. Bomb not yet planted by STDx, but should be going down shortly. There we go. It's 3 versus 2. Far and Kern to try and save this one for XCN. It's a difficult retake, 2 versus 3. They have that player disadvantage. Someone needs to step up for them, but they do not have the time to play with. They need to make their way into the site. They can't see anything because of the smoke, and Superman and Aaron are going to get the kills. That's 4-0 for STDx in overtime. They do clean up that match against XCN. It was a long one.
It was indeed. I mean, that's the longest one we've had today. There's always that one guy who has to go and defuse the bomb while everyone else gets up and celebrates.